Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So good to see a few of you here already. And so we're going to wait a few more minutes. It's still a couple of minutes to 3 minutes to, but I thought I would open the doors and let people jump in already. Feel free to unmute yourself if you've got any questions before we really get into it, and then we can just get to know each other just that little bit more. And I'm just checking on the gate to see who else is there. So far that there are 5 of you. So welcome to today. It's just going to be a special time here today as we prepare to do our first official Reiki share with the Reiki Australia online. So where are you all from? Janine?
I'm from Dalesford in Victoria.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wendy, where are you from?
I'm in Brisbane, Carol.
Wonderful.
Carol, just can I ask a quick question? Are there any CPD points? I meant to ask this earlier.
There's not, because truly I just thought feel a need.
Yeah.
Feel a need. And
yep.
And we haven't really even sort of gotten into that yet. I've done one of these before with my own students, and they all loved it so much. And so today I was going to do it again for my own students, but I just thought, no, we'll just open it up. And I did last time. I opened it up to the wider community as well. And we had, I think we had about 16 or 17 people, and we did have half a dozen from Reiki Australia as well. But we might look at that. I'll have to talk to the board about that, whether or not we can add some points for people that come along to these events, because we're all over the world, really. We're all over the world. We're all over Australia. Yeah. And so for us to be able to connect and to get those points, if we can add some of these events that will give you the points, that's just going to be a wonderful thing. So at this point, no CPDs, but hopefully in the future that will be the case. Now, we are looking at doing quite a few different things next year, and that will be meditations and things online as well. I've got a chakra workshop I've recorded that I might pop up in our Reiki Australia group as well. So there's quite a few things that we want to do, but we want to grow you guys. We want to really inspire you to be the best versions of you that you can be, so that you can continue just benefiting from the magic of Reiki. Now, I think there's 5 people in the waiting room, and there's extras in there just coming in now. I was going to write a list, but I don't know that that's going to happen just yet. So that's 11 people all up, and we'll just sit for a few more moments. And so Leah, unmute yourself and tell us a little bit more about where you're from.
I'm in Yass, about 40 minutes from Canberra.
Wow. Yes, it's just so amazing that we're all over the place and we're all connecting today. That's fantastic. And who have we got next? We've got Jennifer. Just where are you from, Jennifer?
Beachmere, Queensland.
Excellent. I think, I can't see your face very well, but I think
why.
No,
it's too much glare. If I open the blind, there's too much glare.
Yeah, don't stress too much. Lainey's one of our board members, and so is Sue. Lainey,
good morning, everyone.
Excellent. And tell them where you're from, because we're just kind of connecting all over the country.
I'm in Ballarat, Victoria. Good morning, everyone.
Perfect. Sue?
Hi, I'm from Toowoomba in Queensland.
And there's somebody else jumping in as well. Ebony, where are you from?
I'm from Melbourne. Hi, everyone.
Perfect. And Jerry, where are you?
I'm from Bateman's Bay, South Coast, New South Wales.
Excellent. Wendy, where are you from?
I'm from Townsville.
So isn't this just amazing that we can connect all over the country and everybody's here together? And so we're going to just wait a couple more minutes. It's only 1 minute after It's only 1 minute after 10 now, so you guys have been on time. We'll just give everybody a couple more moments to join. Can everybody hear my music in the background that I've tried to put through the system? I'm trying to get really tech savvy here. And if it's too loud, let me know as well. Excellent. So thank you all for taking the time to be here today, because Reiki is just amazing, and it just goes to show that there are so many different people over the countryside that are all using Reiki, and in fact there are more than 1 million people on the planet, which is pretty amazing too. Now, I'm not sure if somebody's unmuted and my talking is feeding back, so if you're not speaking at the moment, just feel free to mute yourself, and that way we'll just we'll be able to all kind of work one at a time. Is there anybody here that hasn't shared a little bit about themselves at this point?
Yeah,
because
me.
I can't see everybody on this screen. Sorry, who's that?
Catherine.
Catherine, would you like to tell us a little? Oh, here she is. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I'm from WA, Western Australia, so I'm still in my jammies because it's Sunday. So, yeah, I've been doing Reiki since I was for about 30 years at least.
That's fantastic. That's wonderful.
Love it. Yeah, and yeah, I just totally love it. So I'm also a hypnotherapist, and it's amazing the number of people that want to have a go at Reiki that have never had Reiki before. So it's a really good exposure for them to experience that, because I do both. So yeah, I totally love it. Yes.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely wonderful. And I'm a hypnotherapist too. I've been doing hypnosis since 2005. I've been doing Reiki since 1998, and
same as me.
Yeah, so it really is about just I think we look for things that heal us, and then we want to share our passion. We want to share what works for us, and that seems to be the case for most of us here. We're all wounded healers. We're all looking for a pathway that's going to bring us back to the light, back to ourselves. Yes. And Reiki has been that for me. That's I've had breast cancer twice. I've healed the bone cancer with Reiki, self-hypnosis, meditation, vitamins, alkalizing, all those kind of things. And so what you'll find is that you'll draw people to you that have got similar things that you've been through, and you'll be able to help them. And I'm sure many of you have got lots and lots of Reiki stories where you've done treatments on people and their illness or their disease has just disappeared in maybe one session, and I've done that lots of times too. So this is the joy of Reiki, because it just brings us back to divine mind. And in divine mind, all is well with the world. There is no illness. There is, we're all a perfect expression of that divine nature that resides through each and every one of us. So I'm thinking that we may start our Reiki Share now. Are you guys happy to do that? If somebody else jumps in and I see them jump in, I will instantly just let them straight in.
Could you mute me, please? Sorry to interrupt. Could you mute me, please? Is that possible?
Sorry, who? I don't know who's talking because.
Catherine.
Okay. There's Catherine there. Mute. Excellent. And so I think your mute button. Doesn't matter anyway. That's fine. We've got you muted. So firstly, there's somebody else. Michelle is entering our room. And so firstly, welcome everybody to our first official Reiki Australia Reiki Share that's online. We do, as many of you know, we do support Reiki Shares all around the countryside, and Maya is our Reiki Share coordinator. But this is the first one we're doing online hi Michelle, it's Michelle who's just done her training with me just a few weeks ago, which is awesome. So welcome to our first official Reiki Australia online share. So we're going to begin our session today with a simple Hatsuri Ho. And this is really just to connect us all to the energy. Some of you may have done this before and some of you may have not, but it's a wonderful daily practice to be able to do so that you can really just cleanse your channel and get that energy flowing more freely. And although a normal Reiki share means that we are sharing with each other, on some level we are all here together, we are all sharing with each other. And what I do know is that when many come together, the energies are magnified, and it means that the energy will flow through all of us, not just those that are fully present here today, but those that will watch this video in the future. We're going to put our intention out. And if any of you have done any work on intention, you will know that through quantum physics, it really is our thoughts create our reality, and our intentions, this is just coming in, our intentions will connect all of us, just as they do when we do distance healing. And so our intention is for everybody that is a part of this group today and everybody that watches this video in the future to be able to access the flow of combined energies that flow through all of us. And in the past, when we've done our online Reiki shares, what I've had people experiencing all kinds of different shifts that they've said were even greater than when they did hands-on with another person. So let us just pray that everybody receives everything that they need today in accordance with their highest good, for the highest good of all of us. So we're going to begin our meditation today just with a Hatsuri Ho, just bringing that energy in. And if you're not muted, feel free to mute yourself. Vicky, I'm just going to mute you there. Oh, she's just done it herself. That's great. So
Carol,
feel free.
Carol, so is it possible to put the music down just a little bit?
Certainly is. And let me just see if I can go in here and that's what I said. Let me know if it is too loud, and I'm just going to open up. Is that better? Or is it still too loud?
It's very quiet, which I don't mind, but it could be a little bit high. I don't know what other people think. I just found it a little bit competing with you. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Let me see.
Yeah, just a little bit higher would be nice. Yeah.
Excellent.
Might be a bit hard to get the right spot. For me, that's really good.
Excellent.
I don't know what
that's why it's always really good to make sure that we've got we get a bit of feedback when we do these little events online. So first, let us just come into our heart space for a moment, and we're going to start by reconnecting with our energy. Remember that Reiki is not just a physical practice, it's a spiritual practice. So we're going to start with our hands on our laps for a moment and set our intention, and now say either silently or out loud, I now commence Hatsuri Ho. And we're going to begin with dry bathing or Kenyoku. So take your right hand to your left shoulder, and as you breathe out, draw that hand across the body with a ha breath, down to the hip. A little bit tricky in these chairs. Now left hand to right shoulder. Right hand to left shoulder. So remember, as we're drawing down, we're drawing across the lung, the heart, the liver, the gallbladder. From this side, we're working on the lung, the heart, the stomach, the spleen. Now we're going to just flow down through the arms. And again, we're cleansing the meridians. So either palms down or palms up, doesn't really matter. And it's just 1, 2, and 3. If you choose, you can do the fourth one. So traditionally, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I asked Haikuta Inamoto once when I did a workshop with him in Japan, why is it only 3? Because most of us like even numbers. And he said, when I asked my teacher same question, she said, do not ask, just do. So 3 is an auspicious number. Now we're going to bring the hands up and draw in the energy from Reiki. Imagine now a cloud of Reiki energy flowing above your head. And feel the cloud raining down that beautiful universal life force energy from above, flowing down through your hands, flowing down through your arms and into your heart center, and from there down to the hara. The hara or dantian or tandan is like a well where we can store energy. As it flows into this center, now allow it to expand out so that it starts to fill every part of your body as you now bring your hands into gasso. Imagine that energy, breathing it in and flowing down to the hara, breathing out that energy expanding from your hara out through your body, through every pore in your body. Breathing in and drawing the energy into your body. Breathing out and expanding that energy out through every cell in your body. Just do this for a moment and know that as you breathe out, you are actually expanding your aura. In my workshops, when we are doing aura work, we'll do this, and generally once I've taught people how to see the aura, I'll stand in front of them, in front of a white wall. And when I'm helping them to be able to see, all I'm doing is expanding my aura, sending that energy out. Now bring that attention back to the hara. And from there, I want you to imagine sending the energy up through the heart. And from the heart, down through your arms and into your hands. So that you now begin to breathe energy in through the hands and out through the hands. This also is opening up those meridians or pathways of the energy. Remember that our heart is our center of being, and that Reiki energy really means that we are sending that energy from our heart through our hands. Our hands are simply an extension of the heart center. So continue to breathe in and breathe out as you open your own channel. And if you wish, you may like to just separate your hands for a moment and start to notice that feeling as you inhale, drawing energy in through your hands and letting it flow down through the wrists, the elbows, the arms, into your heart center, down through the dantian or tandan. Then breathing out, sending it up from that well of energy through the heart and back out through the hands so that you are now breathing with your hands. This is a wonderful daily practice to strengthen the flow of energy through your body and through your hands so that you start to become more sensitive to what you're feeling. And we're going to diverge a little from this practice. And I'd like you now just to begin to move your hands and just move them in and out as I let the next person enter the room. And start to imagine that these little chakras in your hands are now building a ball of chi or energy. And you may even see that depending on what your background is. And as you move those hands in and out, the chi is like sticky toffee or taffy being stretched. And you start to feel the resistance as the hands go in and out. Now imagine one hand is the canvas, the other hand is a paintbrush. And you'll start to notice that feeling of chi or Reiki on your hands. And if you move that hand out further, you'll find it is just as strong. Now build again. Sorry. Did somebody say something then? I've just muted Eden again. Now the other hand, you'll often find that one hand feels more sensitive than the others, or than the other, moving it back. But it's really just your perceptions. And really what we're finding is it's the aura of each hand that is connecting with the other hand. I want you just to face your hands towards the screen, because I've done this lots of times. And we're going to move the hands in and out. In and out. And what you'll start to feel is that energy flowing between your hands and my hands. Excellent. Now, if you just hold your hands there, I'm just going to draw on your palms. See if you notice that. And you should start to actually feel that energy flowing. And this really just opens us up to the miracle that is Reiki, the universal life force energy that flows through every living thing. Excellent. And again, just building. Beautiful. Now bring those hands into Gasol for a moment again. We now invite all Reiki Masters, past, present, and future, all angels and spiritual guides to be with us here today. We ask that we are all hollow reeds and that the energy flow through all of us for the highest good of all concerned, that we are now all connected as one universal light that flows through the universe. I ask that each person receive everything they need in accordance with their highest good, and that all those that are a part of this circle today receive the magnified energies of the group, and that all those that watch this video in future also receive this magnified energy, for together we are all one. So now placing those hands on the lap and gently saying, I now complete Hatsuri Ho. And we're now about to commence our Reiki Share online, our self-treatment. And so it looks like there is something on the screen, but that's gone. So we're going to begin. Now do remember that each of us will have little differences that we've learned. And although there are specific hand positions, I've been in other groups when we've had Reiki shares with people from other schools. They've started in different places. So remember, our essence is not to judge, for we are all one. And wherever you're normally used to starting, that is absolutely perfectly fine, because the energy will go to wherever it needs to go. So we're going to begin our Reiki treatment now, remembering that as we give to ourselves, we give to each one in this circle. First position, we start with the hands over the eyes. Now, as your hands are over your eyes, remember we are also working over the third eye, the pituitary gland and the brain. So that as we see things in the world, we start to see things much more clearly. So that we start to see the truth behind the veil. And as we work on this center, we open up to understanding deeper truths, to our intuition expanding, so that we are able to connect more deeply with others. As you relax now, feel free to relax right back if you need to. And take this time just for you. For this is our healing time. So often as Reiki practitioners, we are very good at giving to others, yet we neglect ourselves. We always put ourselves last. But I want to inspire you to fill up your own cup first. For how can you give to another from an empty vessel? As we fill up our own cup, we then overflow to others in our world. But it must start with you. As we start our first hand position, we may also like to repeat the Reiki precepts. Just for today, I let go of anger. Just for today, I let go of worry. Just for today, I do my work honestly. Just for today, I count my many blessings. And just for today, I'll be kind to my neighbor and every living thing, remembering that every living thing includes you. Now let us move to the second position. And although you may find that your arms are getting sore, feel free to just drop down or rest them on a table if you need to. Generally, when I do my own self-treatment, I'm doing it in my bed. And it's much more comfortable and easy to do this. Again, we're working on the brain and the temples. For as a hypnotherapist, I always know everything starts in the mind. Our early years determine our self-belief, our self-worth. And if anybody has issues with their brain, headaches, of course, are dislike of being pressured, but things like brain tumors are often faulty thinking. If we can correct the thought patterns and no longer give credence to the illness or the problem and see our clients and ourselves as healthy, healed, and well, the universe moves mountains to bring this into our reality. Now just shaking those hands for a moment. And next position, over the ears. Again, you might need to come down. So thinking about the ears, when we're looking at metaphysics and we're trying to find a deeper meaning, always think of what does this body part do for the body itself? Therefore, how can this relate back to my life? Our ears are about what is it that we are taking in from the world, from the universe? Sometimes earaches are words that we don't want to hear, or that we've heard in our childhood we do not want to hear. And as we clear this channel, we can see through anybody else's negative energy, their anger, and just release and forgive and move on. And instead, get an understanding that it may be somebody else going through their own trauma, so we don't have to take it personally. So we open our ears to hear truth. We open our eyes to see reality as it truly is, a spiritual perspective, remembering that each person is our brother, our sister, that we are all connected on such a deep level. And particularly when we do this work, our auras are all connecting, even through the internet. Just as when we do distance healing on another person on the other side of the planet, we are one. We are connected in that moment. Just releasing once more. And we move to the back of the head. Now this is our brainstem area. It's also where the amygdala, the fight or flight center, is. So if someone's in fight or flight, or if you're in fight or flight and a panicky feeling, send Reiki to this part of your brain so that it starts to calm everything down once more. And just breathe that energy. And tell yourself in this moment, all is well. Just for today, all is well. Allow the energy to flow to wherever it is needed. And remembering that it's not so much us directing energy, but we draw what we need for our highest good. Sometimes you may place your hands on someone's shoulders and they'll go, oh my goodness, I can feel my big toe just got hot. So don't worry so much about everything having to be perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. We are all in these human bodies, these human lives. To overcome any obstacles that are thrown our way are stepping stones to our greatest good, so that we're able to turn obstacles into opportunities to grow our soul and to connect with the oneness of all that is. Now let us bring our hands to the throat center. This is how I was taught. This sometimes feels more comfortable. So whatever feels right for you, remembering that our throat center and our throat chakra are really about communication, so that we speak words of truth from the heart, so that we can see more clearly through the anger or emotion from other people right directly to their heart, and understand any anger makes sense to someone else. And that is their opinion. We don't have to agree with it. And we can see that it usually means that the other person is in pain emotionally. So we see past that and ask, what is it that's really going on here? And remember, it's not always about what we put in, it's about what we let out. The throat is often also about tears that we swallowed, sometimes from our childhood, when we didn't have a voice. As we clear this center, give yourself permission to speak, to put boundaries in place around your time and your energy, about what you will and you won't accept from others. Remember, we don't have to be aggressive, but being more assertive can often mean that somebody will hear what we have to say. When we're working with assertive training and we're talking to another person, one of the easiest ways to actually get them to hear us is to talk about our feelings and say, when you do this, it makes me feel like this. I would prefer you do this instead, and if you do this, I'm going to feel better. Do you think we can try that? Tell them what it is that's bothering us, how it makes us feel, what we prefer instead, and how the change will make us feel. And as we talk about our emotions rather than just blaming, they are more likely to hear our words without erupting. Know that you have a right to have a voice. Your voice is your expression and how you express yourself in the world. So speak your truth. Stand up for what you think is right. And feel free to cry those tears when you need to. Tears are healing. And they open the door to be cleansed. We cleanse right down through the soul. And as we cry those tears, we let go of the pain, we let go of the past. Know that all of our emotions are good. They're there to serve us. They're there to help us live in accordance with a happy, healthy lifestyle. When we don't allow ourselves to have those feelings and we stuff them down, of course, every emotion then can manifest as an illness or an injury in the body when it's stuck. Emotions are meant to flow. Energy is meant to flow. Let us now move to the heart center. Right hand is our yang energy. Side we give out our masculine energy. Left hand is our yin energy, or left side of the body, yin energy, feminine energy, the side we take in from. But in Reiki, of course, both hands are giving energy. Think about your heart center in the center of your chest. This center is about kindness, compassion, forgiveness, and all forms of love. As we cleanse and pull down that heart wall, we open up to allow others to love us more fully and for us to be able to love others more fully. People that have heart conditions often have either an inability to give love or receive love based on their programming from their early years. When we let down the heart wall, we open up to trust appropriately, not blindly, but appropriately. And when we move through forgiveness, we see that everything that triggers us is actually an opportunity to ask, what is it within me that is being triggered? What is it within me that needs to be healed and released? Know that we are all like the yin-yang symbol. Within the darkness there is light, and within the light there is darkness. Yet there is no judgment of one of being better than the other. Each of these forces are a force of nature in a constant state of flow and flux. The yin becomes the yang becomes the yin. When we understand this concept, we realize that there is no judgment of another, for we must have the darkness to appreciate the light. Without the valleys, we cannot have mountains. Everything is in a constant state of flow and flux as we journey through this lifetime, knowing that it is not a circle but a spiral that is constantly rising up. As we send this energy back to ourself, we must also remember that we must give back to the self so that we have enough to give to others. Choose to love yourself unconditionally. We are all overcoming obstacles from our childhood, from our past, yet we are all a work of art in progress. And we've chosen Reiki as our pathway to healing. We must heal ourselves first before we give to others. Taking time to fill up our cup, and whether that means resting, going for a walk in nature, sitting with your back against a tree, an old occult Chinese tradition of drawing the energy from the tree itself. Hence the Tai Chi position, hugging the tree. So you can sit with your back against the tree and imagine those tree roots extending from you into that tree and down through the tree to Mother Earth herself, drawing up the earthly ki, the roots, the heavenly ki from the branches, as heaven and earth become one with you in the middle. Know that our true essence is love. Everything else is fear. When we let go of the fear, we come back into balance, back into love, and back into the heart. Feel this energy filling your body with love and light. And know that you are enough just as you are. You don't have to do anything to be loved. You are love itself. You were born perfect. You're never given more than you can handle. And you have within you everything that you need to walk this path through this lifetime. Let us now move to the solar plexus area, just where the ribs join. So here. And again, this center is about a personal power. As we think of where our hands are, it's not just the solar plexus chakra, but also the liver on the right, the stomach on the left. The liver is about anger, it's the seat of anger. The stomach is about digesting emotions. The solar plexus is about stepping into your personal power and knowing that no matter what the universe has thrown at you, you are still standing and you have the strength to overcome any obstacle. As you claim your sovereignty over your own life, your own energy field. So take this time to give back to the self now. Now let us move down to the next area. So we're simply moving down a hand space. Again, moving towards those intestines. Again, processing emotions. One of the reasons I'm talking through metaphysics is because it may bring some insights to the areas of your body that are really trying to get a message through to your subconscious mind. The way I explain Reiki to others is I'll say, when we have emotional issues going on in our life and we're not able to deal with them, it will cause a block in the flow of your aura or energy field. And as you know, there are many layers to that aura. If we're still not able to deal with those emotional blockages, that energetic block will then move in through the layers of the aura to manifest as illness or injury on the body. The only way our subconscious mind has to speak to us is firstly through our gut feeling, our emotions. And if it doesn't get heard, it will move into manifest as illness or injury on the body or block energy on the body. But truly, nothing is meant to hurt us. Everything is meant to wake us up. Everything is your soul talking to you, saying, release and let go. Begin to shift your consciousness around this problem. If we can't change the circumstances, then all we need to do is change our mindset and our attitude. Come back into knowing that you are a divine being of God, the universe. Whatever you want to call that energy, we are all connected. And when you know your true spiritual nature, you'll know that there can be no illness. For through this universal energy, we come back into the truth that we are not human beings having spiritual experiences, but spiritual beings having the human experience for the lessons that our soul can learn as we grow and evolve as human beings and as spiritual beings. So we work on our gut, we're working on our gut feelings. This is where the turmoil often is. When we are conflicted, when we have anxious feelings, this is often where we feel it. Let me invite you to let go of those emotions today. As you let go of fear, you step into your power. And you know that truly nothing can hurt us. Now let us do the V over the ovaries, or over where the ovaries are if you've still got them, or if you don't have them. Still, the energy imprint is there. Many of you will have seen Kirlian photography. And with Kirlian photography, they actually take a photo of that aura. And interestingly enough, you can pull a piece of leaf off and take another photo, and that other part of the leaf is still there in the photo because it's an energy imprint. Now, I had a man recently who has a leg amputation, and he came to me with pain in that stump, and I said, I think the energy's blocked down further. Did a technique called Kinetic Shift, which is really just energy medicine. But it's a hypnotic technique, but I use energy with it. And I just pulled that energy down. And I said, I've now got my hands on where your foot used to be. And he said, I can't believe it. I can feel that. I can feel it. He said, I didn't believe in phantom pains, but I can feel where your hands are. So the energy imprint is there. We're working on it, whether there are body parts missing or not. as we put our hands over that area, sexual or sacral chakra, remember that this is the seat of creation. This is where the womb is for we women. And this center is about also nurturing the self. And it's working with your own creative spirit, your creative mind. Doing things that nurture your soul, just as you would nurture a small child. And that means taking time out to smell the roses. It means walking in the garden, connecting to the earth. It might be writing, might be painting, might be working with clay, might be journaling, might be singing. But whatever creative spirit you have connected to your individual essence needs to be expressed. So take time every day to nurture your soul, to nurture your own inner child and give yourself those things that you didn't feel you got when you were growing up. It's never too late. It's never too late. Nurture your own inner being. And know that you deserve, that you are unique and special, and that it's your time. Well, as we give back to the self and nurture the soul, we are sending a powerful message out to the universe. I deserve only good, but it must start with you. Our next position is the hip and the knee. And alternatively, you may want to work on both your hips. Otherwise, one hip and one knee. I've wore pants today so I can demonstrate if I need to. Remember that our legs carry us forward in life. Anything to do with joints is often, we need more flexibility. We might be having an inflexible moment in our thinking. And if it's to do with legs, it's often about moving forward in life. We're stuck. So left side of the body, as I mentioned, is yin energy. So that is to do with your own personal stuff, or it may be a female. Right side of the body, masculine energy, or the side we show to the outside world. So that can often be a work or a male. So think about any areas that connect with any blocked energy in your body and look for the greater reasons or the greater things that can be released and let go of today. What is it you can let go of? Interestingly enough, I was looking at a video the other day by a Buddhist, and he said one of the best ways to let go of anger when someone's done a wrong to you is to start to think of the positives that you had with them when you were a child, or when you were younger, or in that relationship when it was new. As we start to focus on the good, it will start to help us release the anger and move through forgiveness. Now, anger does have a purpose, and that purpose is to right a wrong. But if we're not able to do that, we need to then move through forgiveness. Our knees are about stubbornness, ego, and pride. Sometimes it's not enough of those things. Sometimes we're really stuck in one way of seeing things, and it's our way or the highway, and we need to open up and realize that there are many rivers to the one ocean, many ways to see things, and each person has their own right, their own opinions. Not everybody is going to agree with us, so we have to just agree to disagree sometimes. As you put your hand on your hip and your knee, particularly when you're doing it on another person, what I also want you to do is notice the connection as that energy flows between those hands, even though they're, well, a thigh level apart. You'll notice that pulse, and that is the energy being cleansed, that pathway, that meridian or river being opened up again as the energy flows from one hand to the other and back again. Now, interestingly, when I was doing my Reiki training, I did it because I'd been managing the Health and Fitness Centre for 9.5 years, and my knees were swollen for 3 years. I had chondromalacia patella, iliotibial band syndrome, inflamed fat pads, patella tendonitis. The surgeon said there's a 20% chance we'll fix your knees. Forget it, you'll never exercise again. Now, at the same time, there was a lot of trauma and drama going on at the club. They weren't spending any money on any of the equipment getting it fixed. We had a lot of complaints going on. And so when I left that position, I went and did Reiki training. And as I said, my knees had been swollen for 3 years. And I got back from training in Byron Bay. I put my hands on my knees for 20 minutes and I went to bed, and I got up the next day and the swelling and pain was gone. And I completely let go of the anger from being let go of my job for blowing the whistle on someone dipping into the till. And luckily later, 18 months later, I realised it was the best thing that ever could have happened, because it moved me on to this part of my journey. So everything serves this. Now the next position is the hand and the ankle. So you can just, I don't know if you can see that, hand and ankle. Now, alternatively, if you're finding that you can't reach your ankle or put your knee up, remember that our intention is everything. We can just put our hands on our thighs or our hips and just intend that that energy flows down. And I've done that myself when I've been lying in bed and I'm tired. I'll put my hands on my hips and I'll just say, get down. And I'm just smiling. I feel the energy flow down. Again, our ankles are about the directions that we take in life, about where we stand, or not knowing where we stand in a certain situation. Cleanse, heal, think about the universe is moving obstacles out of your pathway so that you can tread this earth, walk your path. Now, our next position is the foot. So if I've still got my shoes on, so just hold that foot. Remember, the energy flows through everything. We can use Reiki through a cast. We can use Reiki through shoes. Our intention is everything. Our feet are knowing where we stand, moving forwards in life. It might be forwards in your work or your home life, your relationships. It might be moving forward on your own spiritual journey, taking that next leap of faith. As we take the next leap, know that the universe lifts the ground up to meet your feet. We are always safe. We're never given more than we can handle. And we've got to let go of the fears so that we can come back in having faith that all will be well. For whatever we focus on, we tend to draw to us. What we think about, we bring about. When we focus on a problem, we get a greater problem. When we see it as a stepping stone, knowing that there are always solutions, and start to focus on our best outcome, amazing things happen, miracles happen. Doors that were once closed begin to open. And we find solutions to the problems that we never knew were there. As we start to trust in our gut feeling and know that it's leading us towards our path, our dharma, purpose. Now let's move to the next position, the hip and the knee on the other leg. And as I mentioned, when I went to Reiki, when I left my job, I rang Zena Michaels in Byron Bay, and she said she had workshops going on, and I walked in with my daughter and I said, I'm from Dubbo and my daughter is too. And then this man said, my name's Mark, I'm from Sydney, my mother was born in Dubbo. And another woman said, my name's Sue and I'm from Byron Bay and my mother was born in Dubbo. So I knew I was in the right place at the right time. It was a synchronicity. And the other woman had another connection. I did my level 1 on the Monday, Tuesday. And as the class broke up, Zeta said, Carol, I need to speak to you. You need to come back on Thursday and Friday and do your level 2, walk on the beach on Wednesday and do self-healing. That is what I did. I did the level 2. I came home, I had a energy rising up through my spine, a partial kundalini rising. Pain had disappeared. And when I got home, as I said, I did my Reiki on my knees for 20 minutes. I went to bed. I got up the next day and the swelling with pain was gone after 3 years and I could jog, and that was 25 years ago and I still jog now. So know that there is nothing that cannot be healed. We change our attitude. Circumstances change. What we think about, we bring about. Focus on what is good in your life, not what is wrong. Raise your vibration to that of love or above. Look at the work of David Hawkins in Powell versus Faults. They've calibrated. Every emotion has a frequency. The lower ones are shame, about 20. Love is on about 500 out of the 1,000. Enlightenment is between 700 and 1,000. Gratitude is between about 540 and 900. So if you're trying to shift your consciousness around a problem, focus on what is good in your life. Get back into that attitude of gratitude. Don't give energy to what you don't want. Why focus on what you don't want? In this moment, all is well in our world. You have the power to heal yourself and others. When you focus on seeing yourself as happy, healthy, and well, and look for the good, always look for the good. For as we raise our vibration, healing and magic occurs. Miracles happen. Next position, the knee and the ankle on the other foot. And again, you might have just worked with 2 hips and then 2 knees, and then have to do those ankles separately and those feet separately. It does not matter. Our intention is that we are sending loving kindness back to ourselves, to heal, to clear away blocked energy, and to come back into a state of peace, knowing where we stand and knowing that we are spiritual beings on this journey through this lifetime. As the soul evolves, we come back into our own essence, which is of love. Next position, the foot on that other leg. Feeling safe, feeling strong, feeling grounded. Know also that as you place your hands on your hips, we're working on that base chakra, which is about survival in this world, in the physical world. So it's about bringing in that strength, connecting to the energies of the earth with our feet from our base chakra. Next position, I'm going to move to the back. And so we are now looking at that area over the sacrum, the lower back area. Again, we're thinking about the root chakra. Now, if you find that it's difficult to put your hands behind your back, do know that we have those chakras in our hands. We could just as easily place them the other way around with the intention that the chakra is going right through and that energy is flowing from the back of our hands if necessary. So we're working on feeling safe right now. Safe, strong and grounded, knowing where we stand. Knowing that we are okay. matter what we've been through, we are still standing. If we've got lower back problems, it often is to do with survival stuff. So it's often money or your work, or not feeling supported by life itself. So choose to support yourself first. To always make sure that your basic needs are met for safety, security, food and shelter. Let go of that worry. And just have faith. Things will always work out. They have so far. You've survived millions of things so far. Most likely you'll get through the next obstacle too. Remembering that it doesn't really matter what happens to us. It's who we become as a result of those circumstances that is significant. This is one of the true meanings of life. Nothing is meant to hurt us. Everything is meant to grow us as we overcome and become more of who we're meant to be as our soul rises up. Now let's move those hands just a little bit higher. Now also, now if your hands don't reach, you can just put your hands on the front of your body and intend that the energy flows through. Sometimes I'll do that when I'm lying in bed. I'll just again intend with my hands on my stomach to send the energy through to my back, and you'll find that you'll start to notice that the more you start to practice different techniques, the more you become sensitive to knowing what's going on in your own bodies. Remember also that the body is really a map to your soul, to your subconscious, superconscious, which is your soul. Subconscious is a pathway. And let's move a little higher. And again, if you can't get any higher, turn the hands the other way, or even one hand in front, one hand behind. I feel the connection in Barbara Ann Brennan's book, Hands of Light. You'll see there's a picture, and she has hands each side of the body, but there are cones of energy that join up between them. And just like people doing acupuncture will often put a needle in two different places and sometimes even join them with a wire, you're doing the same thing with your hands. When you place your hands, the energy flows like electricity joining up, which is another reason we need to make sure we're always hydrated when we're doing this work, so that the energy flows more freely and easily. And so now let's just do one shoulder and the other. We can do them separately or together. I think we'll just do them one at a time. Give those arms a little rest. Just working on one of those shoulders. Again, our shoulders is something that we often find we have issues with because we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. And that is often taking responsibility for stuff that's not even ours. Feeling responsible for all our family members, their choices, their decisions, even sometimes their negative actions. We take that on board. It's time to let it go. Just release the weight of the world. Remember, the only person whose life you are responsible for is yours. Now the other shoulder. Now let's bring those hands back to the heart center again. And we're almost done. As you relax, filling up your heart once again, let us again recite the Reiki precepts, remembering there are different wordings, but they have the same intention. Just today, I let go of anger. Just for today, I let go of worry. Just for today, I count my many blessings. Just for today, I do my work honestly. And just for today, I'll be kind to my neighbor and every living thing. including and especially myself. So bring those hands into Gasso. Take time every day to bring your hands into Gasso or prayer position morning and night, to recite your Reiki precepts so that they become a way of life, a way of thinking for you. And know that every time you do it, you are now building new pathways in the brain that bring you back into balance and harmony once more. Thank all of you for being a part of our Reiki circle here today. Know that we are all one, we are all connected. Namaste. I honor that place that's within you, that is of love and light and peace. For when you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. So thank you, everyone. Let us now just finish with dry bathing again. Hand on the right to the left hip, left shoulder to the right hip, right shoulder to the left hip, oh, right, left, other way around. And again, just shaking those hands. Thank you, everyone. So feel free to unmute. And if you've got any questions, now is our time just to share a conversation. How are you all feeling?
Amazing. Thank you, Carol.
You are so welcome. How did everybody else experience the healing today?
I think the kids enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Alora?
Yeah. That's awesome.
And the puppy.
Excellent.
I had all three doing it at one stage, all three kids. So thanks for
That's
that, Carol.
awesome.
We appreciate
That's
it. Yeah.
great. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Excellent.
Yeah. So it goes to show that you can still do it even if you have a little family.
Definitely. Yeah, we often think, oh, I don't have time. And you're a single mum, Eden, so well, pretty much, yeah.
And
so
one's asleep after that, so it must have been good.
Excellent. Yeah. So it is really about just, teach your children. As I've done Reiki, I've had one mum who came in with her 13-year-old, and we did Reiki level 1. And then the next workshop, she has 7 children. Next workshop, she had 2 other kids coming, and she said, since I've done the first one, my 3 little ones, the 2-year-old, 4-year-old, and 6-year-old, are all going, I Reiki the cat, I Reiki the dog. And I said, oh, you better bring them in and let me just do one. Well, actually, I did 4 attunements. Let me just attune the kids so that they're not going to take the negatives on from their cats and dogs that they're putting their hands on. We'll just do it to give them that protection. So the next class, I think I had like 11 people sitting all lined up for attunements. And I messaged Vonnie and said, bring your 3 kids in now and we'll just put them in their own little section. And while everybody else did a meditation, I went over, there's these 3 little kids, a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, 6-year-old, sitting on these little chairs. And I started with the 2-year-old, and then she got up and ran across the room. I went, come back here. But we just did those attunements on the children. So it's just so good to teach your children about energy and about the power of their own mind, their own intention. And the best way that we can teach anybody is by doing it for ourselves. We teach people how to treat us by the things we let them get away with. But we teach our children how to be in this world by the way we treat ourselves. It's so important. That's where they learn. You're their mother. They absorb that from you. So perfect. That's great, Eden. That's really good that the kids jumped in. That's wonderful.
Carol, that was amazing.
Thank you,
Carol. That's wonderful.
It was very different from how I've been taught. And I'm Yusui Sai Baba, very, very different, but I absolutely really enjoyed it. And I'd like to find out more about, I think I'm more traditional Reiki, but that was really different. So how can I find out more about what you did today?
So I train traditional, and because I'm always, like, I ran fitness centers for 20 plus years, and I taught yoga and Tai Chi for 10 years as well. And I would always do a meditation at the end, and my record was 5 people snoring, but it was always about healing stuff before I even did any Reiki training. And so I kind of think that we sometimes add little bits of ourselves into what we're doing. And because I'm a hypnotherapist now, I know the power of the word and how it can affect our subconscious mind. And I also know that when people are doing Reiki, their brainwave pattern goes into alpha theta brainwave pattern, the same as hypnosis.
Yeah.
But because I've been teaching, like, I've got probably about more than 900 students that I've trained. I've got now 89 masters that I've trained. And so I really find that I am a teacher at heart, even though I was a nurse before, and I use every opportunity I can to teach people. And so because I know Asui worked really on meridians and pulse points, and I know that because in that last 100 years since he did his stuff, we've all learned lots and lots of things. We've taken on things from the East cultures as well, like the chakras. They were not part of the Japanese tradition, but I just feel like, and the work of Louise Hay with metaphysics, I just think
recognized.
Yeah, excellent. And so anytime I'm doing Reiki on a client, I'm actually doing a meditation with them in most cases, because I want to get a faster shift. And I know if I can get a shift in their conscious mind and their subconscious mind, that will also facilitate the healing. And I just think as I mentioned earlier, I think of when I explain Reiki to people, I say, first, if you've got emotional things happening, it'll cause a block in the flow of your energy field. And if you can't deal with that, it'll move through those layers of the aura to manifest as illness or injury on the body. But I see that there's sort of 3 pathways to that healing. So we can heal energetically and clear the blocked energy. When the blocked energy is cleared, the meridians are flowing, the body comes back into balance, and it clears the emotional block as well. So we can work energetically first. We can use hypnosis so that we can clear the emotional blockage, which will then clear the energy block and heal the body as well.
Yes.
And we can use other physical techniques like yoga and massage and all of those things, which will again clear energetic blocks and then can clear and release emotional blocks. So we are whole beings.
I love it. I recognized so much, because my specialty with my hypno is, clearing negative emotional blockages. But I recognized that I also do yoga. And Louise Hay, I just recognized little bits and pieces that you weaved in there, and it was beautiful.
I just think we share what works for us, and what we're passionate about, we'll kind of bring into it. And I mean, there's some of my students are here today too, and we probably didn't go into our stuff as much as I just did then too, because I see this as a learning opportunity for everybody. And we're all in it together. And I just think if one person can shift one other person, it's like a drop of water in a bucket, and it's going to spread out. It's going to give you ideas that will go, next time I do this, this is what I'm going to be thinking, or this is what I'm going to be doing. And I want to release. It's not about what we're putting in, it's about what we're letting out.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
I
just use everything as a teaching opportunity.
Oh no, it's great. It's great. And do you think it's for me to work on my daughter? I've got a 22-year-old daughter who's going through her own battles with depression, and I'm so close to her. Do you, in your opinion, is that conducive to a very good effectiveness, or am I better off looking to someone else to come in and do that?
So I've got a daughter who's had a drug and alcohol problem for 30 years now, and I cannot work with her like she won't work with me. And I know what she needs to do to heal, but she's just resistant. And sometimes we need to outsource. Sometimes we
Yeah.
need to lead
Yeah.
somebody down to another person. But don't underestimate the power of the love that you give. And
Yeah.
often with your own children, distance healing works a whole lot easier because they're not going to come and sit with you. With the little ones, they will, because they love Reiki, but continually send distance healing, but see her as healed.
Yes,
And
yes, that's right.
just
Yeah.
constantly see her as healed. If you can get her to do some work with you, do some age regression back to cause. But the problem is when they're so close, they're not going to tell us the stuff that we've done that's damaged them. Or they'll do it with vitriol and anger, and that's not going to solve any problems or promote healing. So it's about understanding. It's about letting go of those programs that we've all got. And you know what? We're just doing the best we can with what we've got. And we learn our energy problems or our emotional problems, they were handed down from our parents and their parents and their parents. So we've kind of get to a point where we let ourselves off the hook and go, I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. And all I'm going to do is give you love. I'm going to give you love. That's the pathway. And that's Reiki. That's love.
Yeah. And she will lie on my table. She will do it. And so I need to just trust that this can be, Yeah.
I mean, I've got thousands of clients, but I've worked anxiety and depression are the things I do the most, and probably 3 sessions I can get rid of somebody's depression, because we're going to do regression back to cause and go before, bring the inner child through knowing who they are. And then we're going to do forgiveness work. So lots of things in there. Excellent. Anybody else have any comments or questions?
Okay. Thank you.
Let me know. Look, you just grab my number. You can grab it off the website somewhere anyway. carolmacrae.com is my website. Ring me if you help. If anybody wants to ask questions at a later date, I'm always available for a chat. If I'm with clients, I'll ring back at the end of the day anytime. You know, we're all here together. And actually, and through Reiki Australia, we want to build a bigger, better Reiki Australia for all of you. We've got 2 other board members in our little group here today. And 2024 is a whole new year. I've only just been sworn in as the chair in August, but we haven't even finished the transition. But my aim is to grow our little community so that we are all really supporting each other in lots of different ways as well, just with knowledge, with healing, with whatever we need to do, with just using our own, each of the people on the board, we're all volunteers, but we've all got our own little skill set, and hopefully we will be able to share those with all of you and help you to heal your life so that you can heal others like a drop of water in a bucket.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Anybody else have any comments? Sue?
I'm going to go now. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Sue.
Actually,
Thank you for
I'm
coming.
from Adelaide. Oh, okay. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Susan from Adelaide, but I learned in Sydney when I lived in Sydney. I've just done Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. I had my glasses off. I didn't quite see your second position. What was the second position that you did after?
So eyes, temples, ears, back of the head. That looks like I've frozen. Then the throat.
Oh, okay.
Heart,
yeah.
Work down the body.
Okay.
I've got.
But you did the ears, didn't you? Do the ears?
Yeah, I did do the ears. I know with Hayakuten Inamoto.
It doesn't matter, but I just didn't see. Yeah.
Yeah. So some people do have different positions. I know Barbara McGregor, who trained under Fran Brown, said you start with the liver. Now, I've not seen that ever anywhere else, but her understanding was that the liver filters the blood. So she thought that was a great place to start. So just remember, it doesn't really matter so much. As Sue, we had 3 to 5 main positions. Yeah, all good. Namaste. Thanks. Anybody else?
Thank you. It was very beautiful. I feel recharged.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's the purpose. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say or any questions? I think we're done.
Forward to start doing some more.
Perfect. Excellent. So, if you've got any questions, feel free just to email carol@carolmacrae.com or contact@reikiaustralia.com.au. Any of those, either of those emails, or when I get the chair email address, you could do chair@reikiaustralia.com.au as well. If you've got questions, if there's anything I can share with you, I'm happy to share everything. So have a wonderful day, and thank you for coming. And it's so good to see you, Michelle, after our workshop not that long ago. Namaste, my beautiful friends. Have a wonderful day, a beautiful day. Excellent.